We've been looking at issues around this famous concept of marketing, where it came from, where we are, the idiosyncrasies about the AI age in which we live right now, and what the attendant consequences are for a marketer who wants to stay alive, because the world in which we live now is so fluid. If you are not awake, you snooze, you lose. It is what it is. So please stay tuned for more of Titans and Trailblazers. We'll be back very soon.
Whether you're a wholesaler, retailer, or consumer, MNC Logistics and Trading is your trusted partner in minerals and food commodities trading. Experience the difference with MNC Logistics and Trading for your commodities trading. We operate a well-equipped laboratory that smelts and assays gold to ensure transparent, credible, and reliable minerals transactions. Our general food commodity market deals with imports and exports of food products such as rice, sugar, and grains. We pride ourselves on delivering products that meet the highest standards of quality and taste. With our expertise in international trading and logistics, we bridge customers far and wide. Locate us at number 4 Neosai Interfo Avenue, East Legon, Accra. Call us on 030-299-8246 or visit our website www.mnclogisticsandtrading.com. MNC Logistics and Trading, hub of confidence.
MNC Group is a leading investment holding company with expertise in minerals and food commodity trading, precious minerals refinery, real estate development, and logistics and energy. With individually registered companies, our headquarters is located in Accra, Ghana, with operational offices in Dubai, UAE, Hong Kong, and Guangzhou in China, Johannesburg in South Africa, Virginia in the USA, and Milan, Italy. We connect business markets and drive growth. Trust us to maximize value in every deal. Call us on 0302-551-917 or 0302-551-918 or send us an email mncgroup@mncgroupgh.com. MNC Group, totally reliant.
So, welcome back. You know, I told you we did a trilogy of books looking at higher education marketing in Africa, and it was inspired by my brother, Emmanuel Mogaji, excellent marketing scholar who is sitting at the University of Kiel in the UK. And we did the first book looking at strategic marketing issues. This is the second book, the trilogy. It's called Understanding the Higher Education Market in Africa. So, what we try to do in this book is that we say Africa is vast. The notion that one size fits all is very erroneous. You see, I've had the blessing of traveling this continent. Look, I've been to universities in Algeria, been to universities in Kenya, I've been to universities in Burkina Faso, been to universities in Nigeria, been to universities in Kenya, I've been to universities in Bloemfontein in South Africa, I've been to Namibia, I've been to Malawi, and I can tell you one size doesn't fit all. So if you are managing a university in Africa and you're watching this show, please, I want to, you know, I've always wondered why universities don't appoint CMOs. You know, a year or two ago, the Lagos Business School appointed a CMO. I clapped and clapped and clapped. I said, wow, finally the blessing has come. Because what do you have? You typically have directors of corporate affairs, directors, university relations. They are good people. But marketing goes beyond PR. Marketing goes beyond when you have a crisis, then you rush to a radio station, they are talking. No. Marketing is a more systematic approach for understanding consumer idiosyncrasies and crafting propositions that always deliver higher value than anything the customer is paying for in respect of the offering you give to them. So it encompasses a wider range of matters than just a press release or going to shout when students say they are going on strike. No, but let me just get to the book. So in this book, what we did was that we took country perspectives And then we took certain thematic issues and dealt with it in a very interesting way. In chapter 1, we addressed the issue of understanding the market in higher education in Africa. And I can just read some 1 or 2 paragraphs so you see that we are serious in the book. The very first thing we say is that the African continent carries the blight of colonialism brought to bear by the European imperialist countries. Very interesting way to start. For centuries, European countries established colonies in Africa ostensibly for spreading civilization, which was presented as a tool for modernization on a continent widely considered dark, barbaric, and uncultured. However, the major reason behind the imperialist project in the early 19th century was to expropriate the vast untapped resources of the continent, both material and human, to fuel the industrial revolution in Europe. So against this background, we are thinking that the continent has suffered intense epistemistic violence resulting in total decimation of African traditional culture and values, indigenous knowledge systems, and the fundamental African sense of being. Even the dreams of the people of the continent were captured as Africans who were being taught to hate themselves and each other, to deprecate their sense of being, and to aspire to white values, culture, religions, education, and other social values. So we are saying in this book that we need African solutions for African continent. Yes, we had a certain history from colonization, but we've come so far today that if you look at chapter 2 of the book, we deal with issues around public versus private universities in Nigeria, market dynamic perspective. See me, I'm very blessed because I came from industry and went into the academy. But when I got to the academy, I've been rector of a private university in Ghana. Then I've been deputy vice chancellor of a private university in Rwanda. But I've also been deputy vice provincial of a public university in Ghana and director of institute advance of another public university in Ghana. So private, public, I understand the nuances. And sometimes you find that because private is not subvented, they need to do much more to survive. But when I check the quality of marketing communications, private versus public, both leave a lot to be desired, except for certain bright spots like an Ashesi, for instance, or a Lagos Business School in Nigeria, or a Strathmore Business School in Kenya, or University of Johannesburg in South Africa. They are the few shining lights of people who understand marketing from the central value driver perspective, that it's all about the customer. So the brand comms become a certain support for delivering on the customer journey. We don't put adverts out because we are going to recruit. No, there are systems you need to put in place. So in chapter 2, we are looking at public versus private sector universities in Nigeria, market dynamic perspective. Then chapter 3, we are looking at government policies on education in Africa. So I understand a few days ago, in my famous country called Ghana, a certain committee has finished a report and sent a report to the president based on some education dialogue we had. And they have over 200 recommendations. When I saw the report, I was like, oh, I pray that there are clear customer issues, clear marketing issues, clear marketing technology issues, clear issues about how to do marketing dashboards. I was just praying that by some miracle, they will put our issues there, because you see, anytime I travel around the continent, I smile because sometimes the university people think, as a Bob, all he knows is marketing. And I can explain to them that it's not Bob who's doing marketing. I tell them that they should go and look at the Oxfords, the Cambridges, the Harvards, the Penn States. Look, I was at the University of North Texas in 2012. When a guy, 2012, I was teaching a global marketing class there. And a guy gave UNT $20-something million. I was in America in 2015 when a guy called Paulson gave Harvard $400 million. Harvard ran a campaign from 2013 to 2018 to raise $6.5 million. When they were done, Harvard had raised $9.8 billion. B with the B, don't confuse the B and the M. Harvard understands marketing, life and death. Look, you visit the Harvard website and see. They have certain segments, they have sub-components, they have Harvard Club, they have... So market is not Bob who is saying market. When you say Bob likes marketing, it's not just Bob. Universities need marketing like a life and death issue on the continent of Africa. Chapter 4, we talk about addressing the challenges of higher education in Africa, the role of African governments, the Africa Development Bank, and business corporations operating in Africa. Chapter 5, we discuss understanding Islamic private universities in Africa. You know, sometimes when you have a Christian university, the idiosyncrasies are a little different. I know quite a number of Christian universities, and by the same token, when you have Islamic universities, the idiosyncrasies are different. One of my friends just got appointed as an advisor to the central bank, and in the communique regarding his appointment, I understand he's going to champion Islamic banking. I was like, wow, that's very powerful. Because he gave an inaugural a few months ago, he talked about an Islamic bank is supposed to be interest-free banking. So we are just waiting to see how it will pan out. So Islamic universities and Christian universities have a certain extra overlay, which needs to be worked into their brand propositions and how they carry out marketing. Chapter 6, we talk about partnerships with universities in South Africa, challenges and opportunities for student and staff mobility. Chapter 7 is marketing higher education, creating value for refugee students. Very interesting chapter. You have to go to Amazon and buy this book now. We need to create value for refugee students. Number 8 is marketing higher education through work readiness programs. Chapter 9 is paving the way for world domination, analysis of African universities' mission statements. That has a bearing on your marketing posture. Number 10 is typology of Nigerian universities, a strategic marketing and branding perspective. Chapter 11 is university league tables and ranking systems in Africa, emerging prospects, challenges, and opportunities. Then the last part, which is part 4, chapter 12, deals with training the marketers for implementing new marketing strategy, a case from the University of Ghana, which is my home university. You have to buy the book. Chapter 13 is marketing mix in a heterogeneous higher education market, a case of Africa. Chapter 14 is marketing Muslim universities, challenges and opportunities with specific reference to the African case. Then we'll wrap up in chapter 15 by looking at marketization in higher education in Africa, new directions for a decolonizing continent. People, you have to buy this book because it's a game changer for understanding how marketing should be carried out for superior value creation and delivery in African higher education institutions. Thank you for watching. We'll be back with more with my brother Eric Kuma. Stay tuned.
Finding the ideal property shouldn't be a daunting task. With MNC Properties, property sales, rentals, and management is a walk in the park. We believe everyone deserves a place to call home. That's why we specialize in providing affordable housing options under our flagship project, Fresh Property Joy, specifically designed for low and medium income earners. Our range of customizable homes includes 2 to 3 bedroom standard and executive options, all meticulously crafted using innovative interlocking brick technology. We offer flexible payment options tailored to your individual needs, plus litigation-free lands in vibrant and upscale communities that presents the perfect opportunity to build your dream home. We are committed to making affordable housing a reality. Whether you're looking to buy, rent, or invest, we've got you covered. Our service team is ready to assist you on 0302 551 917. MNC Properties, choice of class.
Welcome to the engagement part, and welcome to the part where we get into the serious matters after the book monologue. And like I alluded to in the beginning, today we are doing the part 2 of our engagement with Eric. And if you follow the series, in the last episode he spoke about role, task, context, and output. And I said I was going to take off from there in the second part. But before we get to that, let me ask him why AI is now so important for every functional business area in the modern organization. From HR to finance to marketing to accounting, why do we need AI so much? Give us some 3 or 4 compelling reasons.
Right. History is very clear. Technology moves in waves. And when a certain wave arrives, you will not succeed if you fight it.
That's it.
Or if you resist it.
That's it.
Rather, those who jump on it and go with it are the ones who go far.
Indeed.
That mindset shift is very important.
Indeed.
So when people approach AI with that right mindset to say that this is a technology shift that's arriving, what I need to do is to see how can I jump on it, how can I ride it to my benefit. That is really where everything starts from. And it doesn't matter what organization you work for. There is always somebody out there who is using AI to get better.
Indeed.
So long as you're in a competitive...
And outcompete you.
Exactly. So long as you're in a competitive world, every day you don't use AI, somebody out there is using it and getting better.
Okay.
So you have to use the technology, ride it to benefit your organization. And when it comes to possibility, it opens possibilities.
So let's take, you come from an FMCG background. So when you take route to market issues, for instance, how will AI help you along that journey in your estimation? How could it possibly help you when you are plotting your new route to market? Maybe for a product you've introduced and you want to get it to market with a certain speed and a certain functionality. What would you do?
Yeah. First, there is the planning for the route to market. Then there is the logistics of going to market. Then there is other things like shopper, side of things. Each of these, people are already applying AI tools to get better. If I take planning, for example, people will typically in an FMCG have an Excel sheet. There will be a planning team. The people call them all sorts of names. Some of them call them SNOP, all of operations. They have an Excel sheet which has historical performance. So they have a trend, they can plot graphs, they are doing all of this in Excel. If you feed that Excel sheet to any general AI tool, you can spot trends, you can spot your peak seasons, you can do all of this. Now, the AI tools, based on what you fed it, which goes back to the point you made in the previous episode that the quality of the human being is what shows in the quality of the output. Totally. You are so spot on.
Totally.
Because if you feed an Excel sheet to AI tool and you say, summarize for me, okay, it will summarize and close. But if you are somebody who already has quality, when you feed the Excel sheet, then you're like, okay, find opportunities in this sheet for me. What am I missing? Where are my peak seasons? Where are my breakdowns? Where am I? So the quality of the human being is number one. Tool is secondary. I have a formula. A good worker plus a good tool, good results. Poor worker plus good tool, poor results.
Indeed.
Poor worker plus poor tool, even poorer results.
That's true.
So people must try hard to improve the quality of the human being at the center. Okay. So spotting opportunities and all of these trends and all of that, AI tools can times 10 what people are already doing today with Microsoft Excel in the planning teams. Now let's go to the logistics part of it, the physical logistics. In the physical logistics, there are people have all forms of tools now that they use to monitor things in real time, track deliveries, and do all sorts of things that in the past will be very, very